Right, welcome everybody to another episode of the Love Island Cast Australia. And it's not getting any better than Australia. I am one of your hosts, Chris Phelps, and my co-host and very good friend is Mr. Dave Horrocks.
Hey there, Chris. Great to speak to you again about a bit of Australia, like you say. I think we're both equally bad at impressions, so we had plenty of those. I did like... I was listening back to yesterday's, and they don't get much worse, do they?
No, it was awful. My Daddy Dyer stroke Aussie accent. He wasn't even Australian. I hold my head in shame, Dave. It was disgraceful.
Yeah, the whole EastEnders neighbours crossover. Can't see that one happening any time in the future. But I mean, what caught your eye from today?
I think we can only start at one place, Dave. The whole square, it's not a triangle, not a love triangle. It's a love square of Cassie, Phoebe, Luke, and what's he called?
Josh.
Josh, him as well.
LJ.
LJ, yeah. Wow, marvellous. And so she gets an invitation, Cassie, from the guys. Well, one of them she thinks, and they're doing the old switcheroo, aren't they, of changing shirts and stuff and all this. And this madcap caper, Dave, of this thing, which I was just thinking, this is bobbins. But
I was going to ask you, because you've obviously been there, you've watched all the seasons back and everything. Have they ever done anything like this? Because when the first one went off, and I can't remember which order it was, to be honest, not sure it matters, but I thought, oh God, they're not going to do the old switcheroo, are they? And sure enough, they did. And I just fucking groaned, and I was like, oh, what is the point? Like, what does that achieve at all?
Yeah, and I think in some respects, Dave, it's a little bit. I was a bit uncomfortable with it because I thought it was a little bit of catfishing, to be honest, in some respects. Because I know that sounds really, a bit dramatic, but I was a little bit uncomfortable with the whole situation because I thought, well, is it something you should really be doing? Maybe she should have gone on a date with one and then the next minute they both come in and that's it, just to decide who she's got with. I didn't buy into it, basically. I just felt slightly uncomfortable. I don't know about yourself, but it just didn't really... I didn't hit any notes today, that at all.
No, well, I mean, it's not one... When I sit down to watch Love Island, I don't really... think it's got the highest moral position anyway. So, I'm not easily shocked by stuff. But I'm not sure I could quite explain it, but I kind of agree with you. It's like, pretending that you're someone that you're not, which is essentially what you were saying. It's catfishing, isn't it? So, I mean, I suppose you say, oh, it's just a little bit of fun, a little bit of a joke. But no, it felt off to me. And I thought it was out of order. And for Christ's sake, we've had the first, girl and girl coupling up, so she's saying she's not had a relationship before. If I take it all on face value, and then you throw that shit in there as well, it's just like, fuck's sake,
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you absolutely on the money, Dave, absolutely on the money with what you'd said in the respect of, I'm not buying it that all of a sudden she's decided to sort of come on national telly and basically out herself or say she's interested in women or whatever, like with the family, both of them, Cassie and Phoebe. I think you're completely right because Cassie was absolutely shocked at the end when Phoebe was having it out of her. And I give Phoebe a props, Dave. I think she's been shafted, but she was absolutely 100% truthful. She had it out of her. She told how she felt. There was no bullshit. You obviously get a bit of that with the lads, but she was having none of it. And then Cassie's the one who starts crying, and you're like, well, you spent all day with these two guys, literally wedged between them, and you're there crying because she's calling you out. Well, I call Cassie the hero of that episode, and not Cassie, sorry,
Cassie.
Phoebe. Not Cassie, no, not at all. I call Phoebe the hero of the episode, and Cassie I call bullshit, Dave.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. It's hard to disagree with any of that because, Phoebe had a bit of a face like thunder for most of the day, isn't it? Didn't she? And so I think it's not a normal situation, Love Island, is it? So, it's harder to be completely dedicated to one person in that environment, I'm sure. But it did irk me. I did get annoyed when Cassie's like crying her eyes out in the diary room. She's like, "Why does this always happen to me?" I'm like, "Well, I tell you, love, don't fucking happen to me." But, so let's go back to the US season. So when we had Elizabeth and Zach, so I think it was it Conrad, the Irish guy, Cormac?
Cormac.
He came in, he says he's having a bit of a vibe with Elizabeth, so he invites her on a date, and she basically goes on the date. She's friendly enough, but basically says you've got no chance. Compare that to how Cassie was behaving today on those dates. I mean, she was getting all giggly, and she's well into either L or J or a bit of both. She says she probably likes a bit of one or the other. So of course Phoebe's going to feel a bit fucking put out. So don't act all the fucking victim, because she's calling you out on it. Because I think she absolutely is.
I agree, Dave. 100%, you are correct. She can't have a cake and eat it. I know, and you are right. And we've both said this when we've done this whole Love Island podcast, which we love, is how far is the editing going, Dave? Because we're only seeing a snippet of this relationship. But everything she was saying, I thought was disrespectful towards Phoebe. And I think she should have pulled Phoebe and said, look, I know they've only come in. I know what happened last night, but I just want to explore if there is anything there. I'm still confused about our relationship. I know we're getting a bit serious here. You should take the piss, but I just think it was totally bad call. I don't think the lads did anything wrong, and that's not male sort of pride, me sticking up for the lads. They've come in there to stir it up. They've probably been told to go for Cassie, which it seemed a bit too deliberate in my eyes, to be honest, Dave. But that's the nature of the game. If a woman had come in and done the same, there's no issue. If there was two guys hooked up together and a girl come in and sort of turn them or whatever, and sort of made them think, oh, hang on a minute, there might be someone there if they were bisexual, I'd be saying exactly the same thing. But I genuinely can't believe, because the way Cassie was, she made Phoebe feel bad. And I think Phoebe she was quite right to just have that conversation. I mean, come on, it's bad cricket. If that was the other way round and it was blokes doing that to a girl, they'd be getting fucking pelters, wouldn't they, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, she came back from those dates, and we always have that caveat, don't we? It could be the editors, could be the producers kind of messing with us, and if we park the fact, okay, the whole thing's scripted and bullshit, it's like wrestling, it's all predetermined. If we park that and just accept it, she literally came back from the dates, and it's like she wasn't in a couple at all. It's like she wasn't coupled up, and or in the first couple of days, she came back and she's all excited and she's telling everyone about how, it all was and how great the date was and stuff. And then I couldn't quite work out, but when the two of them came and, the ruse is kind of, it's become clear that there's two of them. I'm sure she actually said, well, which one did I kiss? And Phoebe stood there like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So again, I think it was, at best, it was massively naive and completely, just didn't take into account Phoebe's feelings at all. And I just think it was bang out of order. And I thought actually Phoebe pulled her punches quite a lot, and she was just putting on the table what she felt. And I don't think she did anything wrong at all. And so, I hope, I think that's done and dusted. I think Cassie I'm done with her. And I hope Phoebe can just move on.
Yeah, because what you've just said is absolutely great analysis, Dave, to be honest. And I think when Phoebe just said it to her, she was just to say, how dare you say that? I know it's love. I just think you're absolutely on the money. And Phoebe, for me, has gone right up, Dave. She's absolutely perfect the way she handled it. I thought she'd come about with a bit of class. I think Cassie, once the Islanders find out, she could be onto a bit of a hiding, Dave. She could end up being booted off. And I think at the moment, unless it's just like you said, very, very naive and very, very poor error of judgment, then she gets all of this she deserves at the moment, unfortunately. And that's sad, because of quite like Cassie. She's been quite, she seemed okay, but it was the way that Phoebe said, to me, what you've done is, I've binned Sam off. Me and Sam could have got together as friends. He's been binned off because you knew full well that you were getting voted off because Adam was going with Cartier, and you've just played me. And I think she's right. I think at this present moment in time, and with the editing and what we've seen, and we can make a 180-degree turn in the next episode if we're wrong. But I think she's called her out, and she's absolutely right.
Well, I think if Cassie can do it, we can make a 180-degree turn.
I know, Dave. I don't know what happened there.
Well, so I couldn't work out. Was she actually upset because, Phoebe was saying what the hell, essentially, or when she was crying the most, she was like, "I don't want people to think that I'm manipulative." So was she actually just, she was upset at the perception of her?
Yes. I don't know. I just think she's been called out on live TV or on national TV, and she's gone, oh, shit. Well, I think she's thinking of her career. I don't think she's really bothered about what Phoebe did. I think she's just thinking, oh, shit, what's going to happen after this? So, yeah, good point.
I mean, hopefully, like I say, I'm hoping Phoebe can move on, whichever way. But I have to say, what do you reckon to old Luke and Josh there?
I don't. Well, one of them, when he said, what did he say to him? Adam said something to him, and he said something about the time, and he was like, "No, I wasn't asking that. I was asking something else," and he didn't understand him. So one of them's obviously some sort of property broker, an estate agent. The other one's a gardener, isn't he? So I'm not sure what to think of it. I just think it's a novelty. It'll wear off, like when Owen come in and everyone fawned over him. I'm not sure on him, Dave, at all. I don't think there's much personality there. Great bodies, again. The lads obviously work out, absolutely shredded, between an inch of the life. But genuinely, I'm not feeling any personality from him at all, to be honest.
Did you ever watch On the Buses?
Oh, yeah.
What was the guy, the boss?
Blakey.
Blakey. That was him, right? The way he used to stick his bottom jaw out a bit further than his top lip.
Oh, okay, you. I was in a wee by my chance, actually. I don't do that. I can get you.
This pair are clones of Blakey, I'm sure. They're just younger, and they've obviously been working out a bit more, hitting the protein. So I just couldn't take my eyes off those bottom jaws, the way they stick out a bit further than the top lip. So
got me. I never even noticed, you bastard. That's going to ruin the whole show now. I'll be looking at the jaws.
What else are you looking at? But anyway, yeah, so for me, they're just a couple of Blakeys. Great bodies as well. But I just couldn't stop thinking of him.
No.
Can we... Oh, sorry, go on.
No, go on.
Can we talk about one of the greatest crimes I think I've ever seen on Love Island?
Go on.
Matthew, with his pulled up black socks and sandals and shorts combination. And have you noticed he does this this body language thing. So when he feels kind of threatened, because he thinks he's the alpha male, but when he feels threatened, he brings one of his legs up to kind of stand on something, and then it's as if to like put his stones right out there, as if to say, I'm the alpha male here. He was doing it with Sam, with the whole Vanessa triangle thing, and he was doing that then, and he just like, look at my cojones. But I noticed he was doing it when Luke and Josh were talking, and they were making it clear, they're not bothered about stepping on toes, and he had his old black socks and sandals there. He's got his leg cocked up, and he's like, look at these.
But that's what I was going to say. I know we've gone in a bit on Cassie and this whole little thing, but not only does he do that, for someone who slept with 106 women, he's very, very insecure. I mean, Vanessa sat there. Again, this fucking delusional power couple who never spend any time together, Dave, as far as we can see. He sits on one side, she shits on the other, apparently, but she sits on the other, and the only time they come together is in bed. So he's either an absolute Romeo between the sheets, because I don't see any connection with him at all. From what we're seeing on the edit, there's fuck all between them. And he's there like, and Vanessa, he's staring at me, his eyes, he's staring at me. And it's like, the lads have shown no interest in Vanessa. And then Owen's there reading off the Psychology 101. Right, that's that weird fucking Aussie accent. Right, everyone, you're gonna go. And he's like this up in Albie's accent, and he's going, yeah, just so what we'll say is just play it cool, guys. Yeah, don't give anything away. Don't go over there or anything. If you go over there, say, oh, that's it. Yeah, I'm thinking, where the fuck have you found this stuff, man? The fuck of a cereal box. It's just ridiculous because he's trying to be the man.
He's like fucking Curtis. He was watching the UK season, wasn't he? He's like, I'll be the Curtis. That's what I'll be.
It is. It's just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But no, a cracking episode again, Dave. Absolute belt. I think it's just warming up now nicely. It's just simmering along. It needed something just to give a bit of a spark, and I'm hoping it's going to kick off now because we've had a couple of vanilla episodes, haven't we? The last couple are just teetering on the edge of it kicking off. We just need a full-on beer in the face or a bit pulling of someone's hair, a bit of something so the security have got to come on, Dave. That's what I live for on Love Island.
I think the only way that would happen is if someone went in for Vanessa properly.
Yes.
Because all of the other relationships sort of newly forming, although Cartier seemed to be a little bit taken, after just going in all in with Adam. I think Adam feels a bit threatened there, doesn't he?
Yeah. But they look sweet as a couple, don't they? They do look sweet, Dave. I think it'd be a shame if something happened to them. But you've got to go with who you like, don't you? So I sort of get it. I get that, and obviously that's the whole point of us loving the show, isn't it? Because of this sort of shit stirring and partner swapping. We might as well go fucking blind date if we're just going to stay with each other from the start. There's got to be a shock somewhere along the line. So
yeah.
Good stuff, Dave. So if you want to get in contact with the show, guys, on Twitter, at Love Island Cast. If you want to email the show, the loveislandcast@gmail.com. And if you do like the show, please get onto your podcast catching app and drop us a review. And it just helps us grow and gets us out there to more people. And if you are listening from the UK, please tell your friends about the podcast. And if you did watch the show through the summer, we have the UK episodes where we reviewed every episode from the UK show, and then we followed it up with the US one as well. So get on there, guys, tell your friends, and get out there and listen to the show. So Dave, I don't think we need to say anything today, but I'm just going to say it's great doing this show with you, mate. You're a star, man. Your analysis was bang on today, but fucking had it teed up then, Dave. We'll see you next time. Bye.